Hello everyone and welcome back to another livery showcase video. Today I'm going to be showcasing my BR Blue Class 313 livery that I've just finished making, and we're going to be operating it on a regular service on the East Coastway route, service 2 Charlie 11, which eventually turns into service 2 Charlie 12, which starts around 8:10. This service, the first one, starts around 7:22, so it's going to be a nice maybe hour-long journey going to Brighton and back to Seaford. I think that would be a fun little run to show off the livery on. Before we get into the video, I'm going to ask all of you to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already, and if you enjoyed this video. And if you would like to support me even further, consider becoming a channel member with the link in the description below. Let's get into it. So we've just loaded onto the service. Let's start up. Let's see. Let's get the wipers on since it is snowing a bit. Open them doors. Happy Sunday to all of you. No, I haven't been posting a lot, and last time I uploaded a video I did say that I was gonna be a bit more consistent in these coming days, but I've just been focusing a lot on other types of things. I've been working a lot on the Brighton Mainline Point of Interest video. Been finishing that up. It should be appearing in the next few days or in the next week or whatever, so you can look forward to that. But I can't guarantee that I'll be posting very consistently from now on or whatever, but I am getting back into the swing of things. Shut our doors. We are ready to leave. But yeah, I'm just glad to be back making TSW videos after that relatively short break or whatever. But yeah, I drove the 313 a little earlier, just testing out how the livery looked in game, making sure it looked realistic, you know, so I wouldn't just make the video and looks all messed up and stuff. And talking about the livery, here it is, the BR Blue livery for the 313, 313-201 it is. That's the accurate unit to what it is in real life. Let's get the side shot of the train. Really like the design of this train, and I'm happy that British Rail painted one of these and kept it in the BR Blue livery. Really do think the livery looks nice. Seems like our passenger lights aren't on in that car. Let's get those on. Now we're just getting a little bit of wheel slip there. Should be on. Yep. And we should be good. So it's about 7, almost 7:30 in the morning right now. The sun should be coming up in the game relatively soon. I mean, it is snowing, bit of cloud coverage, so it's gonna take a bit. But yeah, next stop will be Bishopstone. This train drives relatively similar to the 314. I've noticed, you know, throughout playing the tutorial last week and getting a couple services in or whatever. It feels a bit like the 314, so I'm not really having too much trouble operating it, you know. I'm kind of already used to the brakes and stuff. The acceleration, I wouldn't say it's similar. It uses camshaft acceleration, which if you watch me play the tutorial last week, or if you just know what camshaft acceleration is, matter of fact, before I explain it, let me focus on stopping first. I'm gonna be looking for the 3-car marker, or maybe an S marker. Up here it is, right here. Perfect stopping position. But yeah, basically camshaft acceleration works like this. If I were, let's put the brakes on. If I were to put the throttle into just straight up notch 4 and then move it back to notch 1, it would still be in notch 4. It wouldn't reset unless I actually like put it back into the off position and then put it back into like throttle 1 or whatever I want to do. So basically similar to the way the LIRR M3's acceleration, similar to the what other one uses? I believe the 72 stock on the Bakerloo line also uses camshaft acceleration. So it's a bit similar to those trains. Obviously, the acceleration is a bit slower, but that could just be because of the age of the unit, and it's more oriented towards commuter rail operations. But yeah, that's basically how a camshaft acceleration or camshaft gearbox or whatever works. You know, as good as the 313 is, I'm not sure if it was worth the wait. You know, I think it's a pretty good train. I think it's pretty well detailed and modeled and stuff. However, you know, we're basically getting a revised Class 314, and I know some of you transit nerds are gonna say, well, they're different. I understand that they're different, but the differences are pretty minimal, you know. Yes, we have a working GSMR with this train, well, partially working. I don't even know if you could consider this working. All we could do is press some buttons on it. We can't even really set it up, but it does add a bit to the immersion. But what I'm trying to say is, you know, it's not too different from the 314, and I'm not sure if it totally justified the, you know, the normal price tag of a Loco DLC. Honestly, I feel like for people who own the Cathcart Circle DLC, maybe it should have been sold at a bit of a discount, even though it isn't the same train. Maybe it should have been sold at a little bit of a discount, you know, just being that it's so similar, you know. You're basically paying for a train with minimal differences, with like one difference made. It's like, how could I compare it? Maybe like buying a Class 377 as a part of this DLC, and then DTG putting out a Class 375 Loco DLC, and you have to pay for that the full price, even if you already own the Class 377, which you previously paid for, you know? I don't think that's, I don't think it's worth the price. But here we are approaching New Haven Harbor. Got a 20-mile-an-hour speed limit. One thing I have noticed is the rush hour passengers. You know, more variety in passengers and just more passengers in general on the trains. I do appreciate that, but there are some issues with it. Namely, when we stop here, I'll show. On the train, oh wow. On the train, you don't really get too many passengers or whatever. Wow. You know, I've never seen actual passengers walk that far down the train. Interesting. I've only seen them like gather up in this little door area. Let's see. So we are ready to lock our doors. And let's get moving. Not too late. We could probably make up that time, that little 30 seconds, on the way to the next station or just on the way to Brighton. One thing I've kind of felt recently when playing TSW, and I've talked to some of you in the Discord server about this, just basically fatigue while playing TSW, you know, not really enjoying the game as much as we used to. It's a bit different, you know. It feels, it gets repetitive after a while is what I'm trying to say, you know. I've mentioned this on multiple occasions, that the game just kind of needs more to make it more engaging, you know, to stop it from getting repetitive so quickly. But that's what I've kind of been dealing with recently, and I haven't really been dealing with it on the Brighton mainline route, because I think there's enough variety and difference in services and just operations on that route to make it engaging and interesting, you know, to operate all the time. However, on a lot of other routes, it does get boring very quickly, like on the Bakerloo line, And yeah, some of you might say, well, you're going back and forth along the line all day. It's the only thing that you're doing. Of course, it's going to get boring. And while that does make a bit of sense, in real life, there's a lot more than just going back and forth along the line. There's more to it, certain things happen that kind of switches it up from other operations. Like, you can do a run from Brighton to Seaford in real life, and then on the way back you have a stalled train at Southeast or at Lewis, and it kind of delays you, switches it up, possibly routes you along a different track or whatever. There's a lot that goes into it that could be added to the game. And obviously I'm talking about dynamic events here. And they did say that dynamic events probably won't be coming for a while until they can get a couple more things with the engine figured out, get a couple more things with like how they're going to implement it and stuff like that. But I do feel like we kind of need that in the game to kind of switch it up a bit. Either that or just more engaging scenarios and bigger timetables to kind of add more variety to the routes. And I'm not saying go out your way to create an unrealistic timetable that's just busy because we want it to be busy, but for the routes that actually have it in real life, for the routes that's actually that busy, make them that busy in game. You have Hopstrack Rhine-Ruhr, which some of its busyness is actually reflected in the game, but a lot of it isn't. There's a lot more that goes into the route than just S-Bahn and a couple of regional services with the 425. And yes, you do get layers with MSB and RSN, and you get the 101 and stuff, but there's a lot more than just that. There's ICE services that run on in real life. There's TGV services, a lot of stuff, And I feel like if maybe all of the services were included in a route like that, it wouldn't get boring as easily or as quickly, And another thing it comes down to is like having the full line, the full route, instead of just a specific portion of it. A lot of routes in the game is just a specific portion of a particular line. We have very few completed routes in TSW. Cathcart Circle is a completed route. Bakerloo is a completed route. Isle of Wight is one. Orosa is one. But other than those, you don't really see too many more completed routes in the game. I wouldn't even, East Coastway is a completed route to an extent. You have the Seaford branch, which is fully completed, but you also have the Eastbourne branch. And in real life, a lot of trains go past Eastbourne to Orr, Hastings, Ashford, and that kind of makes this route another one of those uncompleted ones, which kind of takes away from the variety of services that you can have, the number of services. And the length of them, of course. But hopefully in the future, DTG gets that all figured out. They came out with their roadmap last week. We see Sherman Hill and the other American freight route, I think it's Horseshoe Curve, now in the upcoming section. So those should be coming out relatively soon. I'll try and make some what you should know videos on those, but I don't really know too much about those two freight routes, so it might be a bit difficult. However, I'll try and do those. But it'll be interesting to see what new British route they put on the roadmap, I've seen some people talking about on the DTG forums that they're even surprised that DTG hasn't added no new UK route to it. And unfortunately, it really seems like the UK routes are like... I shouldn't really say unfortunately, because I really do like the UK routes myself. But it seems like the UK routes are the only ones that a lot of people are looking forward to, It seems like their choice for some of the recent German routes and American routes has been kind of poor. I enjoyed Boston Sprinter. I kinda enjoyed Race to Dresden, but that route has way too many issues for me to even discuss, let alone to deal with, And then you have, what's another route? It kind of really fell off with the German routes after Hauptstadt Munich to Augsburg. I feel like that was like the last really good German route for the game. And while it did have its issues with layering and stuff like that, us not being able to use all the layers on various consoles and platforms and stuff, it was a very good route, well designed. It wasn't completed, unfortunately, but I feel like that route kind of didn't really need to be. It was one of those that you get a good variety and a nice number of services in what they've provided in the game. You have the S-Bahn, S3, and S4 lines, and while we do kind of wish that the other lines, the S6, S8, S20, S1, S2, all of those extra lines were added. We do wish that. It is nice to see that route so busy with just what's included in the base route. That route's busy with just what's included with the base route. You get 15-minute services, 15-minute frequencies with the S-Bahn trains, most of the time, 15 to 20 minutes. You get a whole bunch of ICE express trains running by. I just love operating like a S-Bahn service, going through one of the stations, Hermannstrasse, or, is that a station on that route? I'm pretty sure it is. Or Mysak, and seeing an ICE whiz by. I always loved seeing that. And since I'm not on console, I didn't really get to experience some of the regional services. But in videos, it looks really busy with what they had there, And I feel like they kind of need to model some of their future routes after that. Riesa to Dresden was like a candidate for it, but I feel like they didn't capitalize on what could have been included. They missed out on a lot of the AI services that could have been included. They took away the ICE services because of the way they performed on consoles. There's a lot of things that just weren't included in the route that took away from its overall enjoyment, for players, And they just need to work on that in the future to try and get all routes to like an equal level, or just make them feel enjoyable for an extended period of time. Because I could load up HMA route right now and I could still enjoy the route the same way I did a couple months ago or when the route first came out. And that's just because of the way it was designed, how detailed the trains are, how nice and fun they are to drive, how fun the services are. DTG needs to work on that. I could load up Cathcart Circle actually and still enjoy that route the same way I did when I made that first preview stream, But I can't say that for routes like Bakerloo. The lack of services on that route is just horrible, to say the least. Comparing it to real life, you have 45-minute waits for a Bakerloo line train in the game, whereas in real life the Bakerloo line comes every 2 to 8 minutes. But there's a 45 to 50-minute wait at Harrow and Wealdstone for another train. It's unbelievable. It takes away from my enjoyment of the route, especially just driving the train too. The sounds are all off. Feels unrealistic, It doesn't feel like I'm in the underground system. It doesn't feel like I'm operating a tube train. But I said this last week, Matt becoming the executive producer for TSW, I feel like that can hold some very good things for the game. I feel like he has a very good vision for what he wants to do with the game in the future, splitting the teams up and possibly making more detailed routes and putting the focus into more fine-tuned details and a whole bunch of stuff. I feel like he has a good vision for what he wants to do in the future with this game. And hopefully that just makes everything more enjoyable. One thing I am glad to see is, Sam's still here as the community manager for TSW. I really do appreciate that, he's there asking the questions that need to be asked for all new routes, I was watching the West Cornwall local stream on Thursday, and I kind of got a little laugh out when Sam was like, you know what, I'm done waiting, let's talk about the sounds. You know what, we need him to still be in the community as that kind of voice, you know, to talk about to ask the tough questions, you know, to talk about what needs to be talked about. But I'm just patiently waiting to see what they have to announce in the future for new routes. You know, there's a lack of passenger routes on the roadmap right now. I'm very interested in seeing what's to come in the future. It's a lot of freight routes and a lot of non-busy routes. I hope they're not done making busy routes, because I really did like the concept of rush hour, even if it didn't reach the full potential possibly. I'm still like the concept of rush hour. And I think next year, if they were going to do a 3-route bundle again, the 3 routes I would honestly pick is the West Coast Main Line for the British one or the UK one. Maybe clone Frankfurt for the German one, and for the American one, maybe a Metro North route. I think that'd be cool. We got a 377 pulling into Lewis here. Might be going to Eastbourne. Nope, it's going to Hastings, past Eastbourne. That's cool. And here we have this slow 10-mile-an-hour speed limit. It's disappointing. Can't just put it into notch 3 and let the train do the rest. Gotta actually manage the speed here. There we go. Alright, let's get moving. But yeah, there's a lot more that can go into route creation to make it more fun and enjoyable for the player. Talking about route creation and just like things that can be improved on the routes, I did mention before that I was working on the series, the LIRR, starting with LIRR, definitely not ending with it, but the series were called Unfinished Add-ons, where I talk about like everything that could be added to various routes in the game and what was missing and stuff. That's definitely still coming out. I've finished the scripting. Just need to record it, get some of the footage in game and stuff like that, edit the video. But that's still coming. That video took a long time to do. A lot of the videos that I've been working on recently have been like very long time consuming videos to make. Especially like the point of interest video. I've finally finished the script for my London commuter review. So now that that's all done, I should be able to focus more on actually uploading those said videos. But that Unfinished Add-on series will be coming very soon. Gonna be talking about the LIRR route first, and the main reason that it's the first one I'm gonna be talking about is I feel like it's the route that has the most potential to be improved in the game. You know, and that's not just me being a New Yorker. Oh, I feel like it's the best route. No, not at all. Because I know LIRR definitely isn't the best that can be that's in the game. Trust me, I'm saying that. I love London Commuter right now. But I feel like it has the most potential to be improved upon, and it kind of fell short of everyone's expectations when it first came out, you know? It's a completely inaccurate route to be fully realistic, you know? It's a completely inaccurate route, and I'm talking about that in the video as well. You know, there's a lot that needs to be improved. Going from rolling stock that needs to be updated to include the rail sounds, more services, because the lack of services is just, I can't believe they released a route that doesn't reflect the number of services the rail route has at all. Like, Bakerloo line is one thing, you know, with the train coming every 45 to 50 minutes, and in real life it comes like for every 5 to 8 minutes. Bakerloo line is one thing, You know, they released that route with 200 services. They released Lirr with 170 or something. And the number of services it has in real life is comparable to something like Abstract Munich to Augsburg, including the AI services. So, this is a big difference in what was included in the base route. And I'm definitely going to be talking about that in the video, you know. So that's why that route will be the first one I'll be talking about in that series. The next one, I don't know what it's going to be, but I don't know. Recently, I've been thinking, like, I want to talk about Hauptstadt Rhein-Ruhr. Because, while it's not my favorite German route in the game, I feel like that's another route it's cool. I feel like, it doesn't have too much to be added to it, but I'm going to be talking, I feel like I want to talk about, like, a possible route extension for that route. And adding the TGV and the ICE and stuff like that to it, you know. But other than that, I don't think Hauptstadt Rhein-Ruhr needs to be updated too much. I'm not sure if I'm going to be talking about East Coastway, because I feel like, I already said, I feel like it's a somewhat finished route, you know. Yes, it can be added to, extended to Eastbourne, or, not Eastbourne, Hastings or Orr, but that's not going to be my main focus. My main focus is going to be on routes that have a lot to be added to it, you know. So that includes routes like GWR, LIRR, of course. I'm not sure if I'll be talking about rapid transit. It's another one. Bakerloo line, definitely the Bakerloo line. But yeah, that series will be coming out. So be on the lookout for that. Also, I've been thinking recently about continuing my in-depth analysis video. We're definitely going to overshoot this platform. I already feel it. You know what? Maybe not. Alright. Underestimated these brakes. Okay, where's the stop? Oh, we're definitely going to overshoot the stop marker, though. It shouldn't matter too much. Let's just pretend we're a 4-car train. Perfect, no issues here. Let's get a nice little screenshot of this train here. Of course, somebody walks into me. Why are y'all so far down the platform? Jesus. Let's get this little screenshot here. Get back into the cab. And let's lock those doors. About a minute late. I don't think we're gonna be able to make up that time, but we shouldn't. It shouldn't be too bad. It's only a minute, you know. Real life Southern is usually much later than that, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. Really enjoy the way, really like the way this train came out, you know. I think it looks pretty realistic, pretty nice. But yeah, what I was originally talking about, I'm thinking on bringing back the in-depth analysis videos, you know. I know it wasn't the best performing series on my channel, and I never really expected it to be. But I really did enjoy making those videos, and I've noticed an increase in how that series has performed, you know, throughout my time making it. You know, going from, what did I start with that? I don't remember what I actually started with the in-depth analysis. But I remember I did the Bakerloo line as my second video. No, I did the Cathcart Circle line for the first one, I think. And then the Bakerloo line for the second one. And then the HS1 section of Southeastern High Speed for the third one. And that was the video that I looked at and I was like, yeah, that one did relatively well. I think I could continue this series. But I never really did. And I'm thinking on making a poll, you know, asking all of you, what would you like me to talk about next? You know, I might give the option of like Isle of Wight or small routes like that. I'm not really ready to do a video on some of the bigger routes in the game, like Li to Boar or whatever, that's going to take way too long. And with the other types of videos that I'm worrying about right now, that's just not something. Yep, this is the one we're overrunning. Yep, I'm calling it. I'm calling it. But that's not the type of video I want to have to worry about right now. Yeah, this is definitely going to be overrun. Emergency brake. Yep, I called it. 1, 2, 2 doors. And let's just pretend this train has SDO. Well, it should actually have SDO. Yeah, this train has SDO. We're fine. We're fine. Ladies and gentlemen, if you wish to exit at this station, please exit through the last 2 cars. This is a short platform. Let's just imagine that this is the start of our cab. It's a class 150 instead of a class 313. You know, it's all good. Close them doors. And next stop will be London Road. You know what, as we get closer to Brighton right here, I'm not sure if I'm actually going to do that return journey. It's already taken me a little while to make this video because I tried to start the service before, and instead of snowing, it was raining, even though it was November. And I know snow really only appears in December, but I wanted it to kind of reflect the current time of year. And before, when I did it in November, and it wasn't raining, it was actually snowing. So I expected it to be the same way when I tried it just now, but guess it isn't. So yeah, I don't think we're going to be doing that return journey to Seaford. In the comment section, I would like to hear all of your thoughts about this the livery designer series, this type of video that I'm doing right now. You know, I know I've seen a lot of your comments. A lot of you enjoy these videos. You know, seeing the liveries that I create, and you know, seeing, because I do mostly realistic liveries. You know, seeing how a certain operator could be brought to the game and how it will look. You know, I know some of you actually enjoy some of the videos, some of these livery showcase videos that I make. So definitely tell me in the comment section if you'd like to see more of these, because I have no issue with really making liveries for the game. I actually enjoy it, you know. And I would love to do more, you know. I actually have a backlog of liveries I've already created that all I need to do is kind of just make a video on. And I think one of those would be the OBB livery I created for the BR182. It's the MRC variant of the BR182. Well, I think it's not even called the BR182. It's like the ES40C or something like that. But I've made a the OBB livery for that train, and I've been wanting to show that livery off for a little while now. Can't wait to actually show it off. But yeah, I have a backlog of liveries that I could showcase in videos and stuff. And if you do enjoy this series, this video right here, definitely leave a like so I can know that all of you like it and would like to see more. Let's lock these doors. Oh, I forgot the button. I was trying to turn off the HUD. Forgot the button for a minute. A bit rusty with TSW. Alright. And let's get moving. Yeah, definitely happy with the way this livery came out. Looks really nice. And we could just keep the HUD off for now. I remember this part, at least, of this route. But yeah, I definitely enjoy making these livery showcase videos, and I have a very, when I say very, I mean a very long list of trains that I want to make liveries for in this game. So if you guys enjoyed this series, just know it ain't going away no time soon. Because there's a huge list I have. Actually, let's see if I can open that list to see what's currently on it. We got the Class 150 at the top with GWR, Northern, Transport for Wales. Had plans for the 465, making a Network Southeast livery, Great Northern possibly. The 377. I wanted to try and make the NHS We Thank You livery, but I'm slowly realizing that it's going to be difficult because I can't just plop down the Southern logo on it. I had plans to make an Abellio Deutschland. I know I'm butchering that the pronunciation of that, but I had plans of that for the Talent 2. Had plans of the Adhesion and Metro North Railroad variants of the M3, you know, stuff like that. So if you guys really do enjoy this, definitely know that I can definitely continue this series. Let's turn this off. There we go. Roll up this window. And let's come to a smooth stop. Let's see. You go to taillights. Let's close the vent for the next driver. Interesting. Hold up. This is the same fan that was on the 314. Never noticed that there on the 313. Same fan that was on the 314. But yeah, that's the end of this service. That's the end of this livery showcase video. If you did enjoy it, consider hitting the like button. If you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And if you'd like to support me even further, consider becoming a channel member with the link in the description below, or by clicking that blue join button. You get exclusive member perks like emojis, faster reply to comments. You get it's like this little badge that appears over your name, that the longer you are a channel member, the more it progresses. So it goes from a I believe a red badge or a white badge to a blue badge, and then to a gold badge if you've been a member for long enough. So definitely consider becoming a channel member. You'll be definitely noticed in the comment section and in streams. But yeah, that's all for this video. Hope you enjoyed. Peace.